All right, we're jumping UFC middleweight Zak Cummings, who's been out of action for a while. Zach, how's it going, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Trying to get back to normal life.
Yeah, like had a few people ask about you, so I'm like, I hit up Adam, like like we raced out with Zach because we obviously haven't seen in a while. Like, your last fight was August 2020. You were supposed to fight Alvi in April or May of 2021. Like, what kind of has been the reason for this such a long layoff?
I had a bad back injury. Honestly, I was I had the fight, the last fight, and then they offered me a something at 205. Like 2 weeks later, accepted it. They went with something with someone else, and then I got the Alvi offer. Went out to Denver where I normally do a lot of camps out at Factory X, and was training. And I mean, I've been dealing with some like disc and back issues for a while and kind of just maintaining it. And just one day it was just bad. It was a lot worse than what it normally has been. And then as bad as it sounds, like I got done training and was going to go do strength conditioning. I got in the car and I sneezed and it floored me. It was just, it put me down. I had a real bad herniation of the disc and like we had to go in there, get it cut out. Had a pretty big surgery and stuff. So I've been honestly just trying to recover and get back to training at a high level again. I've been coaching, I still own the gym. I've been coaching nonstop and everything, but just being able to get in and listen to my body, it's taking a while. It's taking a process, but we're getting there. We're finally getting there.
After the surgery, then, like, did they give you a time frame of when you'd be able to fight, or is it just completely like just kind of wait to see what your body reacts to it? Like,
Yeah, mainly, listen to your body. It's one of those
yeah.
where they didn't really fix it. They kind of put a band-aid on it. It's one of
Mhm.
those where I'm probably gonna have issues later on, still. So, yeah, I mean, I could train, but then after I go pretty hard for a few days, like I could feel my body starting to have some issues. So I might have to like kick back a little bit. And I just turned 38. I'm definitely getting older. I'm I think my time is almost done with the sport, but it's not done yet. I mean, I've got two more fights in my contract. I would ideally like to fight those out if I can. At least get one more in. But yeah, I don't know. I've had to just really slow down and pay attention to my body. It's been the main thing. Like train hard, starts bothering me. I take a day off, take 2 days off, uh, go do yoga, something, or more stretching, more recovery stuff. So, um, but yeah, it's finally at the point where I can train consistently for weeks on weeks and be able to put in work without I don't know, really having to like take these big step backs. Before now it might be take the evening off or maybe one day. And before it was like a week. I mean, I even had a little hiccup where I take a whole month off and stuff. So uh yeah, it's just been, like I said, slow, but we're finally getting back. I've been itching to get back in there. It's something I love to do, and want to do it again.
When did you get that surgery then?
About around June of
Uh,
21,
yeah.
I think. So yeah, I was pretty much bedridden for about almost 3 months after the injury first happened, and waiting on to be able to see the neurosurgeon and all that stuff. And then about a month after surgery. But yeah, so we had that, and then it's just kind of been a process to get back. So a little bit over a year now of surgery, and it's still a battle, but we're getting there.
Was there ever any a point where you thought like probably not going to fight again? Like this is going to end your career?
Oh, dude, like it got dark. It got dark for a while. There was a point like when the injury first happened. Man, I had a baby on the way. I had a little 3-year-old girl that I couldn't pick up. Like, I mean, I've done some pretty cool stuff in the sport. I've been in the UFC for 9 years now. I've had was on the Ultimate Fighter. I've done outside of world championships or highly ranked or something like that. Like I've done a lot of good stuff in the sport, and I've been very happy with my career. If I was done, I was okay with it. Like I was fine with never being able to fight again if that was true. Like not being able to pick up my kid dude, I about lost my shit, man. It was like,
Mhm.
I was like, if this is my new normal, like this is not good. This is, I can't play with my daughter. I can't pick my kids up. She don't understand why daddy can't pick her up. It got dark. It got dark for a while. So after surgery, and I was able to do that stuff, man. Like I was back to like old me. Just I could be a dad. I could do stuff. I could teach. I could still do the stuff I love to do every day. Um, and then now it's looking to the point where I still think I can compete, and that's what I want to do. So that's kind of the hardest thing to do, and I want to make sure that I can prove I can overcome this and still get back and compete with the best in the world. So I mean, I still train with some of the best in the world all the time. So it's time to get in there and prove I still have it.
How'd you kind of get past that? Because obviously that is very tough to do, where you can't pick up your daughter and like she doesn't really understand why. Like, how do you kind of get past that point, like mentally? Because obviously that's a big toll on you.
It was rough. I mean, it just takes time, and then once the ability kind of came back to where I was able to, and then got cleared to doctors to be able to like lift enough, and uh it was mainly hard just because like she didn't understand, but once it got to that point, and then it was weird because like when I was able to pick her up and hold her and carry her and do things, like then she was reluctant. She was like, no daddy, like don't pick me up, I don't want you to get hurt. Like she was like scared for me to play with her or pick her up and stuff because it took a few months of doing that. So then it was like trying to explain to her that no, like I'm okay, things are better. And yeah, again, it was just a process, and as we just kept getting stronger and a stronger core and everything where I had the ability to, I mean, it's not like I wasn't able to with my arms, but just, any weight puts pressure on your spine and stuff. So yeah, it just time, just had to kind of deal with it, get over it, and then make up for it by playing all the time with them.
Do you think like this is something like you kind of mentioned how you think you're gonna deal with it for the rest of your life, but is this something like is there like a surgery later on past your fighting career that you can take, or is this just something like you kind of have to deal with now?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm sure they have all kinds of stuff
Mhm.
now and fake disc. And I mean, the good thing is I still had enough like healthy disc in there, which is probably why it blew out so bad because it was completely blocking my spinal cord off. It was, drooped down like two vertebrae. So it's pretty extreme. Uh, I'm sure there'll probably be some surgery later on, but I mean, with technology and stuff, I mean, it's about like everything else. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to have a shoulder replacement at some point, and uh, I mean, I've had ACL surgeries. I'm sure my knees can. I mean, it's a rough sport, and then you put enough time on it, you're gonna put enough wear and tear on your body. It's can't think about the future. I mean, it's like I'm just gonna live my whole life. I've lived in the moment and done that stuff. So it's one of those where I don't know. Yeah, I mean, my body's shot. It's been shot for a while. So I'm gonna use and abuse it until I got to fix it later on.
Uh, say you are able to come back, like what's that gonna be kind of like for you to be back in a fight, like fight week, the walkout, kind of everything you've after everything you've just been through?
I mean, it'd be special just knowing of like yeah, be in that mindset that like I didn't think I would ever be able to pick my kid up again, let alone train jujitsu or train kickboxing or work out or spar. And then if I can get out there and still have that moment to compete with the best guys in the world, I mean it'll definitely be special. I mean it's my life, it's what I love to do, and yeah, I mean I want that moment back for sure. And it's yeah, I'm just ready for it to get here. I mean, I can fight tomorrow. It's just the training to get to the fight. That's the real battle. I mean, just all the wear and tear on our bodies nonstop that we put through for that, 15, 25 minutes or, you know, under. It's just yeah, it's that's the part that a lot of people just don't understand that goes into the sport. They see us on TV for a few minutes and then think that's it. It's so much more than that. I mean, I said I can walk off the couch and fight pretty comfortably. Uh, but all the prep work is, man, that's the part that breaks you down and makes it harder to get there.
It's like, do you even have a timeline then of when you're looking to fight? Like, is it maybe even something short notice then is better for you, so you don't have all that time training, or do you have to like train to so you can fully know your back's the back and like you can
Yeah.
actually take a fight?
So I've been talking to House, and I'd like to get January if I can.
Mhm.
Uh, it just kind of depends on like we've talked. Do I take something sooner and go up to like 205? I mean, I still think I can handle myself at light heavyweight even. Or do I wait a little bit longer and try to get back down to 185 and fight back at middleweight? I mean, I've had fights at 70. I mean, I've fought at heavyweight before the UFC. I fought at 205 with some top level guys. So with my style, I can compete with larger opponents, and people my size. So it's not that big of a deal. But, I think for the quality and the guys that we're fighting, I think getting back to middleweights. But yeah, so I mean, I told him straight up, like, if something shows up, like something comes up that makes sense, like I'm in. Like I'd fight at heavyweight. Honestly, I mean, like I still think I could compete with a lot of these guys. If something comes up at 205, I would do it. But if it's middleweight, like I need a little bit of time in that January time frame really works well, and I think they're matching out to that. So that's probably the earliest I would get anyway. So that's kind of what we're shooting for.
Do you care who it is, or is it more just about you personally just getting back and fighting?
Yeah, I've never cared. I mean, obviously when I was more consistent, it was always like someone above me. Like I always just want to get ranked higher. Like one step closer to the rankings, to just building it up. So I mean, obviously being off for 2 years, yeah, anybody, give me a body and I'll go out there and compete. I don't have. I mean, with taking this time off, like I said, I mean, it's people forget very quickly in this sport. So like I haven't earned, even though I mean, yeah, I've got years and time and stuff in this sport, but like being away, so I haven't really earned the right to kind of like be picky and you're like, oh, I want to get back to like someone right around the top 15, which is where I was sitting. I feel like my next fight would have been a top 15 person or like a fight to get top 15. So yeah, I don't know, it's just one of those where I don't know, I just obviously getting those higher ranked guys. Like I like compete. I want to fight the best guys in the world, but whoever they give me, and I'm cool with it.
You mentioned earlier how you have 2 fights left, and like you probably just want to fight those out. But like, do you think there's a chance like your next one could be it still? Like just depending on your back goes, or you could go past those 2, or is it still like completely up in the air?
We'll see how it goes for sure. I mean, like I want to get one in 1,000% no matter what. Like I want to, like I said, it's like something I have to personally overcome and do. I feel like if I could do it once, I could for sure do it twice. And then if I mean, I was kind of see how the body feels. If I now that I'm able to start training a little bit more consistent, and if I can, get that down to 185 and then keep my weight down and keep staying consistent, my body might feel a little bit better, and I might be able to sneak a few more in. I'm definitely not saying I'm done after one, I'm done after two, but one for sure, no matter, like I will do whatever I can to make sure I get in there one more time. And then we'll see how it goes. I mean, if I start feeling better and being able to train more and stuff, and my body starts feeling a little more fluid and everything, and yeah, I mean, if I can get more in, I'll do it. But I'm 100% understanding. Like I said, I just turned 38. I've been in combat sports or contact sports since I was like 5 years old. I've been straight wrestling, straight into fighting. I've put a lot of time, a lot of wear and tear on my body. So I mean, I'm okay with being done soon. But if I still feel good, I'll, we'll keep doing it.
I know obviously you work a ton with James and that gym. Like, have you talked to Julian a lot about just dealing with that time off? Because obviously Julian has spent tons of time off with just injuries and stuff like that. Or because I know you guys have trained together in the past. Like, that's the one you've kind of relied on during this time.
Yeah, I mean, Julian's like my little brother, so I mean, I've probably had to kind of talk him through a lot of his time off, honestly. So I think sometimes I just like listen to my own words, and then yeah, knowing that he had to do that and come back and still able to compete and fight through the stuff and see that he's been able to do it, like definitely shows some confidence that time doesn't mean everything. So if you have to take some time off, you can still come back, still get your fight, still be able to compete. And I think helping him through that process and witnessing him through the process definitely is something that kind of helps out.
Just last thing, like, has it been hard then being in the like seeing all those guys fight and like not being able to fully help them out all the time, like how you have in their training camps?
Yes and no. I mean, like some of it's like proud big brother type stuff of like seeing the glory banner grow the way it has, seeing all these like, you know, we've had some people move in and train and doing really well, but also seeing the people that has started with us and reaching that and seeing their dreams come true. It's been special just to kind of be a part of it and watch it. Yes, obviously, like I love training, I love competing and fighting, and you know, I would like to do more to help them out and do there, and you know that can bug you, but I mean, just seeing others' success that I people that I enjoy, people I'm proud of, and have helped out. Like, yeah, it just seeing other people succeed makes me feel good. So I definitely don't try to even think about that like selfishly of like, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do this. You know what I mean? Just knowing that they're making their dreams come true is pretty special, and just kind of be able to know them and witness it is good enough for me.
Well, Zach, I appreciate the time. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely, no worries. Yeah, hopefully we'll get something booked and get back in there soon enough.